Hey guys, my name is Steph and welcome to today's yoga class. Today I will be guiding you through a beginner yoga flow. This class is intended for you if you are new to yoga or even just curious about getting started. This class is also for you if you are an experienced practitioner, but you are craving movement today with a little bit more gentleness and ease. We will be moving through the postures at a slower pace throughout today's flow, and you won't need any props to get started. Whenever you are ready, you can meet me on the mat and we'll begin. Start in a seated or kneeling position on the mat, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Sit bones root down into the ground, spine is long. So you can also sit on a pillow to help tilt the pelvis forward to keep the spine long here. Relax the shoulders down the back. Sit bones root down into the earth. Your head reaches up toward the sky. Palms just rest on your thighs. Finding a sense of activation in the midline and core of the body. So pull the belly button in. Relax the shoulders down your back. Soften the eyes, bringing your awareness and attention inward to check in with yourself. Take a moment without judgment to check in with your mental and emotional and physical state right now. What thoughts are floating through your mind? What sensations are floating through your body? Start to bring some awareness to your breath. The breath is the foundation of our yoga practice. Without controlling your breath, just tune in to your inhales and exhales. How are you breathing in this moment right here, right now? At your own pace, start to lengthen each inhale and exhale. Finding a sense of rhythm with your breathing. Equal lengths with the breath in and equal lengths as you breathe out. We will start to create some Ujjayi Breath. You can flutter the eyes open or keep them closed to listen to my cues. Ujjayi breathing is a style of breathing that is used in Vinyasa Yoga, and it sounds like an ocean wave hitting the shore. So I'll guide you through how to do Ujjayi Breath. It is very beneficial in energizing the body and relaxing the mind. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, Sayada. As though you're fogging up a window. Take another inhale. Exhale, Sayada. Breathe in. Exhale, Sayada. Take a breath in. Exhale, Sayada. This time, as we breathe out, you're going to close the lips. So we'll be breathing in through the nose and out through the nose as well. As you breathe out, you'll push your tongue to the top of your mouth, and this will help constrict and open up the airways of the back of the throat. So close the lips. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, keeping the lips closed, push your tongue up, breathe out through the nose. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale, breathe out through the nostrils. Again, breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. You might feel the body starting to warm up here. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the nostrils. Flutter the eyes open. Throughout today's class, whenever you hear my breathing cues, you can do your best to follow along, or you can breathe at your own pace. Often in a flow, when we inhale, we are expanding and opening up the body. And when we exhale, we are softening into or wringing out certain parts of the body. You don't need to breathe and move exactly when I say. You will breathe at your own pace for your own lung capacity. Just remember to connect with your breath and breathe as we move. On your next inhale, you are going to shift your weight forward into a tabletop position. Spread your fingertips wide here, shoulders over top of the wrists, hips over top of the knees. You can tuck the toes under or rest the tops of the feet on the mat. Pull your belly button in toward the spine here to engage the core, your stabilizing muscles. Take a deep breath in, connecting with your Ujjayi breath. Breathe out through the nose, and as you breathe out, you're going to open up through the heart, relaxing the shoulders down the back. Exhale, push the ground away from you, rounding through the spine, tucking the tailbone under. Breathe in to expand and open. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Gaze up to the sky. Feel the opening through the chest. Exhale, push the ground away, round through the spine. Breathe in, belly button toward the ground. Dip that belly low. Lift the gaze up and exhale. Tuck your chin to your chest, feeling some fluid momentum as you move here. Breathe in to expand through the heart. And exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round through the spine. Breathe in. And exhale, tuck the chin under. Come back to neutral on your next exhale here. Inhale, shifting the weight forward, pull the belly button in, hug the arms in toward your torso. As you breathe out, melt your heart down toward the ground. Slide back, pushing the pelvis and tops of the feet into the mat. Open up through the heart, relax the shoulder blades down the back as you squeeze them together, hugging your triceps in toward the midline of the body. Breathing in as you lift up, feeling the middle back muscles engaged. As you exhale, melt your heart down to the ground. Tuck your toes under. Shift your hips up, micro-adjusting the knees here. Take an inhale. On your next exhale, push up, keeping the knees connected with the earth. Tuck the toes under, riding your exhale into downward facing dog. Rock from side to side if that feels good in your downward facing dog, straightening and bending the legs to pedal out your dog here. Feel the hamstrings, calves, and backs of the legs starting to open up. Continue to spread the fingertips wide. Feet are hip distance apart. If you're tighter in the hamstrings, take a wider stance and soften the knees here. Heels melt down toward the ground, but they don't need to touch. Create space between the shoulders and the ears. Connect your hands and all 10 fingertips into the earth here. Pull your belly button in toward your spine. Connect with your breath for 3 breaths. Exhale to empty out the lungs. On the next inhale, shifting forward, bringing the shoulders over top of the wrists here. Pull the belly button in. On your next exhale, drop the knees down to the ground. Hug the arms in toward the torso. Breathe in, and then exhale to lower, melting the heart down toward the ground. Hug the arms in toward the midline. Inhale to lift up, plugging the feet and pelvis into the mat, taking a baby cobra. Exhale, melt the heart down to the ground. Micro adjust the bum up, connecting the knees with the earth. Ride the exhale as you push the ground away from you, shifting the hips up and back into your downward facing dog for 3 breaths. When I'm counting the breaths here, it's breath in and breath out counts as 1. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. Flex that foot, active in that lifted leg. As you breathe out, bend the left leg, bringing it to the front of the mat in between the hands. Lower the back knee onto the ground, keeping the toes tucked under to help square the hips. On your next inhale, circle the arms up overhead. And exhale, melt your torso to connect with the thigh. Fingertips come to the ground. Square those hips, plug the toes of the back leg into the mat. Shift your hips back, flexing that front foot, hugging the toes in toward the face. Spine stays long here, so if that means you have to bend this leg, that's okay. It'll really help lengthen the back of the hamstrings here. Connect with your breath for 3 breaths. On your next inhale, shift forward, bring that front knee over top of the ankle. Plant the hands to lift the right leg up off of the mat. Ride your exhale as you step the left foot back into downward facing dog. Pedal out your dog here, finding a sense of movement with ease. Find stillness in your down dog. Take a deep inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. Flex that foot, keep that lifted leg active. As you exhale, step the right leg in between the hands, coming onto the fingertips. Keep the toes tucked under on that left leg as you drop the left knee down to the ground. On your next inhale, circle the arms up overhead. And exhale, folding forward, fingertips come to the ground, belly connects with that front thigh. Keep those toes tucked under, square the hips as best as you can. Take an inhale as you shift the hips back, flexing that right foot. Hugging the toes in toward the face. Spine is long here, belly is connecting with the thigh. Holding for 3 breaths. Feeling a nice lengthening through that back hamstring. Inhale, shift forward, bringing that knee over top of the ankle. Plant the hands to frame the front foot. Lift the back leg up. Deep breath in, and on your exhale, riding the exhale back into downward facing dog. Pedal out your dog, rocking from side to side here. We'll take 1 sun salutation A. You can choose to keep the knees connected with the earth, or you can keep them lifted. Inhale, shifting forward into high plank. Pull the belly button in. Here you can drop the knees if you need, or hug the arms into the torso. On your next exhale, melt down, taking chaturanga. Again, knees can stay connected with the earth. Inhale, shift onto the tops of the feet. Open through the heart, push the ground away from you. Squeeze the thighs, gazing up to the sky. Exhale, tuck the toes under, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk the feet toward the hands on the mat. Softening the knees if this feels good, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, tenting the fingertips, gazing to the top of the mat. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, folding forward. Stepping your feet wider than mat distance apart. come to the hips. If you're really tight in the hamstrings here, the wider you take the legs, the easier this will be. Toes point slightly in, heels slightly out. Lengthen through the spine here. Spine is long, feeling a long connection from the top of the head to the bottom of the tailbone. Breathe in, and on your next exhale, folding forward, hands can either connect to the earth, again, keeping the spine long here, or you can grab onto the outer edge of your feet, or maybe the calf muscles. Allow for gravity to do the work here. Head feels heavy. Connect with your breath. Feel the Ujjayi breath moving fluidly through you as we hold this pose. Feeling the backs of the legs open, push your feet into the earth. Tailbone toward the sky, head toward the ground. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out if that feels good. Tuck the chin into the chest and slowly come up, lifting the spine in one long line, keeping the chin tucked in. Engage the legs by pushing your feet into the earth here. Head is the last to lift, and then you can step or hop your legs together. I'm going to turn to face the long edge of the mat here to demonstrate tree pose. Take a moment in Tadasana, so feet are hip distance apart. Fingertips reach down toward the ground. Shoulders relax down the back. Close the eyes to connect with your power and with your breath here. Check in with your body. See how you are feeling at this point in your practice today. Flutter the eyes open, getting firmly rooted and grounded in that left foot. You're going to come onto the toes of the right leg. Finding a focal point will help you with your balance here. So find something that is about eye level for you to stare at and focus at while we balance. Open the right knee out to the side here, externally rotating that hip. You can stay in kickstand if this feels good, with the hands reaching down toward the ground. If you are wanting to take this posture to the next level, you can step the right foot and connect it with the left calf. Hugging everything in here, really feeling a sense of control and power. And if this feels good and you're balanced, you can bring that right foot to the inner left thigh. Hug the belly button in toward the spine here. You might rock from side to side. Plug your toes and that left foot into the mat, really active in the left leg. Push the foot and leg in toward one another, bringing all of the energy to the midline of your body. Prayer hands can come to heart center if this feels grounding for you. Connect with your breath. Open the arms wide. Rotate the palms toward the sky. And reach your hands, connecting the palms overhead. You got this. Keep breathing. And exhale, lower the hands down and lower that right leg down to the mat. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side, shake it out. Take a moment in Tadasana here to get recentered. Firmly plant that right foot into the mat. Come onto the toes of the left foot. Feel a long line of energy moving from the bottom of that right foot up toward the torso and through the midline of the body to the top of the head. Feeling grounded and connected here. Open the left knee up to the side like a book. And if kickstand feels good, you can stay here. If you are wanting to take the posture to the next level, you can bring the left foot to the right calf And again, you can stay here, or you can bring the left foot and connect it inside of the right thigh. Hug everything in toward the center of the body. Palms can come to heart center here. Find your gaze, your focal point. Squeeze that left foot in toward the right leg here. Pull the belly button in toward the spine. Push the hands in toward one another. Connect with your power. You are balanced here. You are focused. Find your breath. Maybe you sway from side to side. Open your arms wide to take tree pose to the next level. Palms face the sky. Lift the arms up overhead. On your next exhale, lower the hands down and that foot connects back with the earth here. Rocking from side to side. Take a moment in Tadasana to recenter here. Connecting with your breath. Inhale, circling both arms up overhead. Breathe out, folding forward. Belly connects to the thighs. Soften the knees if you need. Plant the hands as you breathe out, taking high plank. Inhale, shift slightly forward. Exhale, drop the knees or keep them lifted. Hug the arms in toward the torso. Melt the heart down toward the ground. Breathe in as you open up through the chest. Exhale, heart melts down to the ground. Tuck the toes under. Push the ground away from you as you shift your hips up and back, taking downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale to empty out the lungs. You can step or hop your feet in toward the center of the mat, toward the hands. And bend the knees, coming into a seated position on the mat. Lowering down onto your back here. Feet hip distance apart. Fingertips reach toward the sky. Adjust the shoulder blades underneath you. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lift the hips up, engaging your legs, connecting your feet into the ground. Push the shoulder blades into the earth and tuck your chin into your chest. Legs are active here. Connect with your breath. And roll those shoulder heads back if that feels good. Bringing the shoulders underneath you to interlace the hands underneath the torso. Only taking this variation if your body agrees with it and it feels good for you today. Really feel the fire in the thighs here. Continue to breathe. And if your hands are connected, just release your grip. Bring the fingertips, the arms beside you, and fingertips toward the sky. On your next exhale, lower down vertebrae by vertebrae. And shuffle the legs to reset the spine here. Find stillness here. You can choose to keep the legs bent if that feels good. So we're going to start with lifting the left leg up and straightening it as best as you can. If you're really tight in the hamstrings, you can hug that thigh in toward your chest. Grab onto either the calf or the toe, wherever you can reach today. Maybe it's the thigh. And hug the left leg in toward your torso. You can keep the right knee bent if that feels good. Or you can straighten it, lengthening it out. Keeping the hips and low back connected with the earth here, really lengthening through the hamstrings. Soften the knees when you need. It's okay to bend them. This is actually more beneficial for opening the backs of the legs than it is to force and have them straightened. Flex that foot to feel the stretch into the calf muscle here. And exhale to lower that left leg down. And we'll start on the other side with the bent legs as well. So keep that left leg bent, lift the right foot off of the mat. Again, bend the knee to hug your thigh in toward your chest, either keeping the knee bent or start to lengthen that foot toward the sky, straightening the right leg, grab onto the calf or to the outer edge of that right foot, or maybe the toes, wherever feels good for you. Allow your body to open up at its own pace here. Connect with your breath as we hold the pose. Breathe into where you feel the sensations coming up for you. You can keep the left leg bent or you can lengthen it out, keeping your hips and low back connected with the earth, feeling a beautiful lengthening. It might bring up a lot of discomfort in that right hamstring. Breathe through it. Don't turn away from discomfort. Breathe through it. Flex that foot to really bring the stretch into the calf muscle as well. Energizing the leg, finding activation. And on the exhale, lower that right leg down to the mat. Setting up for a recline twist. We'll keep the legs bent to help protect the low back here. Bring your shins to face the sky, about a 90-degree angle in the legs. And keeping the shoulders connected with the ground, twist your legs to the left side and cactus that arm. So the right shoulder's reaching toward the ground. It might not fully touch. Feeling a nice lengthening through the torso here and right side body. Place the left hand on the right thigh. That right shoulder reaches toward the earth. And tent the left arm beside it, cactusing both arms. And twist the legs back to the midline of the body. Taking the twist on the other side, so keeping the legs stacked. Rotate and shift the legs over to the right here. Might feel some cracks as you work through some tension there. The left shoulder reaches toward the ground. It doesn't need to touch. Feeling a nice lengthening through the left side body. Bringing the right hand to the left thigh. Connecting with your breath. And cactus that right arm on the ground. And shift your weight back to center. Hug your thighs in toward your chest. Wrap both arms around you, giving yourself a nice hug here. Maybe rock from side to side to massage the spine. and release the legs, opening them really wide, setting up for Shavasana. Melting into the earth here, reaping the benefits of today's practice. Allow your body to rest, restore, and rejuvenate. Releasing your breath. Flutter the eyes open as you wiggle your fingers and toes. Breathe in to reach the arms up overhead. Bring the legs back together, taking a full body stretch here. Rolling on to the left or right side, whatever feels good for you. And gently pushing your way up into a seated position in the center of the mat to close off today's practice. Close your eyes, place one hand over your heart, one hand over your belly, and take a moment to check in with yourself right now. How are you feeling physically, mentally, and emotionally after today's practice? Take a moment to set an intention, make it simple, and make it one word for you to carry with you as you move forward throughout your day. Whether that's presence, ease, breath, joy. Pick one word that comes to mind to set your intention off of the mat. Flutter the eyes open. Deep inhale, breathing into that space of that fresh intention you've set. Prayer hands come above the head, and exhale, bring them through to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me, and namaste.